Welcome back to Norvell and your beautiful M1000. Let's learn how to calibrate our machine. The simple calibration can be different for every professional spray tan artist out there. We at Norvell have a few simple steps that you can take in calibrating your gun and your M1000 to your personal favorite setting, and it's very, very simple. After you've unboxed and have your M1000 ready, you can put solution into your cup. I would suggest just maybe an ounce or so you can play around with the M1000, see how it sprays, check its atomization. Atomization is a term that we use when you pull the trigger and the air comes up through the gun. It breaks the solution into fine particles and a mist that sprays out the front. We refer to that as atomization. The finer the atomization, the better overlapping in spray, which will result in the best spray tans your customers will ever have. So how do we create a perfect atomization with the M1000 gun? Putting the solution in the cup, putting the hose onto your gun from your turbine. I suppose we should probably pretend we're plugging it into the base of the turbine as well in this exercise. But this is the solution control knob in the back. Now, if you go clockwise with it, you're going to notice it'll go to a completely tightened point. Once this control knob is at its tightest point, going clockwise, you will not be able to pull the trigger back because it is pushed the control knob far forward where zero solution can be sprayed out the front of the nozzle. So what we want to do to find our best frequency of spray is just back it counterclockwise just a little bit and pull the trigger until we feel that trigger pull. Now you can hear this clicking. That means I have a little bit of play in the trigger. So I will pull this trigger back at this point, and you can spray on butcher paper, cardboard, you can just spray even into the air. I always like to see on butcher paper how the atomization is hitting that butcher paper. And when we test it, we want to be just like a human, just like one of our customers. We want to be 6 to 8 inches away. This is the distance that we want to be from the customer. So when we're trying the orientation of this spray, we want to be that same distance away from the cardboard, butcher paper, wherever that is. So if we're spraying and pulling the trigger at this point and we feel we need a little bit more solution, what do? We continue counterclockwise, loosening this bolt just a little bit, pull the trigger. Now we can see as we pull it back, the click takes a little longer. The trigger is coming back further, which is allowing more solution to travel through the front of the gun. And we're going to continue this exercise back and forth. We maybe get to a point where too much solution's coming out, then we go in reverse and we tighten the bolt just a hair until we find the perfect calibration. It's very, very easy. It'll take you less than 2 or 3 minutes to play around with that, and then you can spray whomever is next in line for a beautiful spray tan with your M1000. Now the other thing is the articulation of the front air cap. You can see currently we have it in a vertical manner. The reason is the solution comes out the very front of this, where the needle recesses in the front of the gun. There's a series of other holes in the front that are the air pass. The air comes at the top at an angle downward and at the bottom at an angle upward. That way, with the air coming to a finer point, it's hitting the solution, pulverizing that to create the atomization. So when the gun is in this manner forward, in a vertical position, the air is traveling upward and downward, and it's creating almost like a pancake, a horizontal spray. So a vertical motion and orientation in the front of the gun creates a horizontal spray pattern. And in Norvell University, we always train and teach to only spray in a vertical manner. The longer the lines in the spray, the better results you're going to have in a spray tan. Now, for some reason, you want to spray horizontally, you actually have to turn this to a horizontal position, and the spray and air will go vertically. So then you would spray horizontally with that orientation. We always want you to consider trying to keep it in a vertical position to continue to spray horizontally. If at some point you need to move the gun in a vertical manner, you can simply move your wrist in this fashion. So spraying the full body in this pattern